So what I want to do is I want to show with you two ways. I'll show you how most people use AI or how most PMs use AI, what I call the unstructured approach. And then I'm going to show you the structured approach. And you're going to see the difference between the top 1% and the rest of the PMs. And then you'll know why the numbers like 8,400, like 400 from Marcy, or 2 weeks from Sharon are possible simply because the way they use AI is fundamentally different than how most people use AI, right? And the task I want to focus on is very simple. It's something that we do all the time, and that is doing a synthesis or analyze customer feedback. Assume, for example, that you work at Figma, right? And you have been asked by your director, by your manager, by your CPO, whoever it may be, to go through the Figma app reviews and figure out what people are saying, what they like, what they don't like, what are the features they're requesting. And so what I've done for today is I just went down to the App Store and I actually just downloaded the reviews. So here's what I've done is I've downloaded the app reviews, and here you can see that it has the content, it has the name, it has the rating. So I'm just going to take this data and I'm going to show you how most people do sentiment analysis. So I'm going to go to Claude this time. And all I'm going to say is, can you please do a sentiment analysis on this data? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Figma file. And here's, Claude is going to do its own thing. And so here you go. It does a decent job, right? It gives you a rating, it gives a distribution. It tells you it has a negative sentiment. And frankly, it's okay, right? But the problem with this type of analysis is that it's not actionable. Like, what do you do with this? Like, how do you take this and turn that into the new feature that you want to build, right? Now, you can always spar with the AI and you can say, tell me more about the one-star reviews and tell me more about this. So you always are going to keep on doing it again and again and again. But frankly speaking, this, in my opinion, is a lot more work, right? So now let me tell you how the 1% does it. Um, and so I am now going to show you three strategies, right? Number one is I'm going to show you how they use something called a playbook. And by the way, you'll have access to this playbook by the end of the session. Second is I'm going to show you how they actually write prompts or how they ask questions and what I call a well-structured prompt. And third is I'm going to show you how they actually use their personal copilot to actually even get deeper insights. So let's go here and let me go to, so here's a playbook. So what they're going to do is, and most 1% PMs have a playbook or a library of prompts that they go to. And I'm going to walk through this quickly, and then we can actually deep dive in each one of the steps, right? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find, let's see what I'm going to find. I'm going to see synthesize user feedback. And all I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to copy this entire prompt. I'm going to go back to my tab. I'm going to start a new chat. I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to add the Figma file again. And I'm actually going to add my copilot to this one. And now let's take a look at what these results are. And you'll notice that just by asking the question differently, you'll see the vast difference in how good the quality results are. And so here, instead of asking a simple question, you can just see that it gives you positive feedback. It tells you, it summarizes what it is and how many times it's mentioned. It gives you negative feedback. It gives you features requested. It tells you all the competitors mentioned. It gives you a summary, and it gives you quotes. Now, just because I changed the way I ask questions, the data I get back is a lot more actionable. It's a lot more relevant to what I can do with it, right? And so you'll notice that just the way you use AI, if you just change your technique and your strategies, you can get AI to do a lot more for you in the same amount of time of asking either a simple question as versus a well-structured question, right? But let's take this further because this is not where the 1% stop, right? So let's just assume that I want to fix performance issues with large files. I want to go further. If I work on this issue, does it align with my team's OKRs? And so now The AI is actually going to scan the OKRs that we've trained it on, and it's going to tell us if it aligns with the OKRs or not. So again, you're taking that same data and you're going much further to do deeper analysis. And all of this, what it really comes down to is two things. Number one, it saves you more time and makes you a much more effective PM because you are now you're getting AI to do the heavy lifting.